Central and Eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered. Whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium, get a free online quote at EustisBodyShop.com and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. The holidays are here, and Fairway has everything you need for charcuterie boards, shrimp trays, party platters, wine, beer, spirits, and more. Plus, custom fresh cuts on USDA choice or prime grade beef, all-natural pork, fresh chicken, and seafood. Your holiday meals start at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and test us,
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
Welcome into the Fitness Fanatics. It is December 10th. One more Sunday closer to Christmas and New Year's. We're down to about 3 weeks to get those New Year's resolutions in, so we better start working on them. If you haven't done anything, we have 3 weeks to go. But
this is how you opened the show last week.
Like we said last week, we'll just float it to next year. So whatever your 2023 New Year's resolutions are, it's too late.
It is what it is.
We just stop. We'll just wait to 2024. So welcome in.
I'm sure a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of people kept up with their New Year's resolutions.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean,
if not,
statistically, some people did.
There's a new year starting in 21 days, so we can just start then.
Yep.
All right. Well, welcome in. We're going to be focusing on nutrition today, so that's going to be a lot of our topic of conversation. So if you have any questions as we're going along, please reach out to us at 402-464-5685 on the Starter Heyman text line. Harrison, I do want to ask you this question real quick. I'm pulling up our sponsorship, but in the meantime, I want to ask you, does anybody care about this in-season tournament championship from NBA.
Yeah.
You can.
I told you Harrison
cool.
cares.
But really, like, does it matter?
It matters for money. It's a good test.
Right.
It's a good test. I'll say this much. I was on your camp. I'm like, this is dumb. The players are talking about it after the game. They don't even know what the hell's going on. But as it went on, the intensity did pick up. You watch a team like the Pacers, a bunch of young contract players. $500,000 to those guys is a lot. So you watch the Pacers bench throughout that tournament, they are losing their minds. And then the Lakers, a team that, you got a guy on the LeBron who doesn't need it. He makes a run for it. High intensity games. Like, there was a lot of intensity. You got Kevin Durant signing off saying, I thought I hated it. And now he's like, I can't wait to watch the finals. It definitely added intensity. It was a lot better than most people expected.
Is it something? So my brother's a big Lakers fan, and he texted me this morning a trophy and a crown, right? For the king, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, who cares about this? Like, would you rather win this in-season tournament or the NBA championship? Like, come on.
Obviously the NBA championship, but would you rather have just
a
bunch of regular season games where we're not even talking about the NBA right now?
I mean, I
think the whole reason is it's like, it's not going to really add anything. You get a little extra money. I think it'd be cool if like it guaranteed you a play-in spot regardless.
That would be cool.
I think that's one more wrinkle. Like, put in like whoever wins it guaranteed what your record is. You got this guaranteed play-in spot. I think that could add some skin to the game, but it definitely added intensity. And again, it's fun to watch players like the Pacers, younger team, really care about it. And then LeBron, a guy who doesn't need it, still balls out so he can be the first one to have the trophy. Like, top to bottom, it didn't matter where you were at. Everyone played at a higher level.
Does that put LeBron over Michael Jordan?
Never.
The first midseason tournament.
Never.
MJ can't touch him there.
No, LeBron won, MJ 0.
Yeah.
Right? For in-season tournament championship.
Might bring him out of retirement.
I just saw some
Again.
memes of like pictures of like all his NBA championships and MVPs, and then he's holding the in-season tournament. I'm like, come on.
I will say this: the courts ugly. The courts were disgusting.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah, it looked like you're watching, Boise football on that blue turf. Like,
what can you compare it to? Because other sports don't do anything.
I think
like that,
soccer has in-season tournaments. That's kind of where they got it from, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another. There's got to be a better analogy. There isn't really anything like that that I can think of that has like some sort of in-season tournament.
Oh, that's interesting.
Does it count towards anything? Is it
counts for their records?
It's the regular
season game.
So you still play 82 regular season games. The only difference was the Pacers and the Lakers actually played 83 not regular season, 82 games, but that 83rd game, that championship game, it doesn't count for the regular season.
Okay.
So they didn't have to play extra games except for the champions. But if you were in that champion game, you got an extra bag of money to aid you for it.
Okay.
I am starting to pay a teeny tiny more bit attention because Houston is 10-9. And they've beaten the Nuggets 3 of 4 games this year
without Jamal Murray a couple times.
Who cares?
That's a pretty big deal.
No, doesn't matter. There's not an asterisk on the record. It counts as a win.
But is that okay? So I know nothing about NBA, but they don't do the same way that baseball does it. So they've played 4 times, just randomly. They don't do series.
No, they just play one game at a time. But they play they'll play the same teams like in their little conference, their division 4 times, and they'll play like each Eastern Conference team. Houston's in the West, so they'll play each Eastern Conference team like once. One road,
twice.
One road, one home. One at home, one on the road. So, but that's kind of how the schedule is. So. I know. It's still just too long.
It's so long.
I literally haven't watched 1 second of an NBA game, but I know what's going on.
Yeah.
So
I mean, fair enough. The NBA, you're like most people. That doesn't make you unique. I mean, a lot of people don't really start picking up until after that All-Star break, which, we'll see what happens after there. The Bulls are out. I'm hoping they get Zion.
They're out already.
Well, I'll tell you right now, they're with the roster they have, they're not looking pretty good.
I can't tell you 2 people that play for the Bulls right now.
But
I could tell you
because they might be traded pretty soon anyways. So.
I could tell you almost every single player on their roster in the 90s though, but I can't tell you anybody that plays for them right now.
We do have John saying 90s Bulls beat 90s Rockets, Jeff, and you know it.
This is something I deal with all the time.
All right.
All right. Wow. Houston won 2 NBA championships when Jordan was allegedly retired. Okay. He was not retired in 95. He came back. He played in the final month of the regular season. They lost to the Magic in the playoffs. They lost. Jordan was on the court, unless I was just imagining that. He did lose to the Magic in the Eastern Conference semis, and Houston swept Orlando in the finals.
Yeah, Jordan's not undefeated in the playoffs. He's undefeated in the finals.
I know, but people are like, oh, and people still tag me on Facebook.
They
like,
just didn't have the opportunity.
Jeff, yes, we never had the opportunity to play the Bulls in the finals.
Well,
so
yeah,
yes,
lucky. You dodged a bullet there.
But Jordan did play in 95. They just didn't make it there. So for people to say, well, he didn't, Houston championships are irrelevant because Jordan was retired. Well, technically, he played in the 95 postseason and they lost.
Yeah, you can't call any title irrelevant.
Well,
that's still like a bad argument. Like even
an
as a Bulls
asterisk.
fan, like that's ridiculous. The only one you can put it on is the Mickey Mouse trophy. I'll put an asterisk for the Lakers on that one.
In the bubble?
Yeah.
Oh,
the bubble,
that
the
is
Mickey
an
Mouse.
asterisk. Yes.
Because that one was ridiculous, especially because the only two teams that didn't want to play in that were the Lakers and Clippers, the two LA teams. And of course, the Lakers end up winning it all. That one.
And they had like months of rest.
So
And
the shooting was off the charts because you're in the same space. The shooting numbers in the bubble were ridiculous. You had guys you never even heard of dropping 40 points. Remember when I think Dort dropped 40 for the OKC or something incredible. Like it was a weird playoffs.
Yeah, that's an asterisk. I remind my brother of that every time he starts talking about LeBron. So
that's a good one to get under the skin.
I just don't know if you can. I don't know if anybody will ever, be as good as Jordan.
I'll tell you, as a Houston
I
fan,
was never I was a Charlotte Hornets fan just because I had the coat.
This
in the 90s.
This is a funny story. So Houston was playing the Bulls, and I was over at, this is Nicole and I were dating. So this was 97, right? And Jordan drove in, and Olajuwon stuffed him. And I jumped off the couch. Like Nicole was just kind of laying down. Like we were just kind of sitting with, with each other and stuff. Kind of what you do when you're dating. Now we sit on opposite ends of the living room.
Yeah, no.
So we're never close to each other when we're watching TV. But so I jumped off the couch and just was
Let me off, probably.
I just fell on the floor because Jordan just stuffed. Jordan got stuffed by Olajuwon. It was just awesome. It was so awesome. It was amazing.
I'm okay with that one. I loved Hakeem.
I remember
Hakeem's
that.
one of the most underrated bigs of all time. Does not get talked about enough. When you're ranking the all-time centers, Hakeem has got to be up there every time.
I started liking the Rockets because I played in Tecmo NBA basketball, and I was just like, I'm going to be Houston. So then I started playing with them, and so I got to know all the players, and then that would have been like in 93 that I started liking them. And I remember they played Seattle, the Sonics. This is when basketball was really good. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, and they went to Game 7 in Seattle, and they lost in overtime. And it was just like it was just an awesome game. And then Houston won it the next 2 years, and they haven't been back since. So typical. Yes, you start liking the team, but. All right. Well, I'm going to read our sponsorship real quick. We're ready.
15 minutes.
Yes. So Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Integrative Life Choices. ILC is hiring direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska, full-time, part-time days, evenings, and weekends. If you're interested, you can apply at ilc.net/careers. Direct support professionals work to ensure a meaningful life for the people they support. They work to support people in achieving their hopes and dreams. Real quick, to finish up this segment here of the Sports Fanatics, which just turned into the first segment of our show. Bears Lions today. This is kind of my make or break game for the season because theoretically the Bears could win out and make the playoffs. So today is it.
Why?
If they lose to the Lions, it's over. Tank Central. Let's lose out. If they win, so they have the Browns, the Falcons, the Cardinals, and the Packers. Like, are any of those
their chances in just two of those games?
Right. No.
Who against who?
We're not beating the Browns
or the Packers.
We're not beating with Joe Flacco at quarterback. And I mean, they're not good.
Their defense is incredible, though.
Well, they haven't seen Justin Fields yet.
A lot of people. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I'm just saying to
but
win
that's
out.
A winnable game, though.
Yeah, but to win out,
it's not like we're going to Buffalo or Kansas City or San Francisco.
But the Packers, as much as I hate to say it, Jordan Love looks pretty awesome right now.
Wouldn't it be great if we had a Week 18 showdown in Lambeau for the 7th spot? because the Bears have 8
would be
losses,
awesome.
and they're only 2 games out of the 7th seed.
Okay, if they could pull that off, I'd be.
That's what I say. If they win
Oh,
today,
great.
just to build up my dreams, just for the Packers, to beat them out.
If they win today against Detroit, which is their toughest remaining game, they're 5-8, and then they have 4 games left. I mean, they're already a lock for the number 1 seed, thanks to the Steelers losing to the Patriots and the Cardinals. That was nice. So they got the number 1 pick pretty much locked up. 2-game lead with 4 to go, basically.
Yeah, that's theirs.
I don't think Carolina's going on any winning streak anytime soon.
No.
So they already have that going for them. So my best case scenario for the Bears is they go on a little winning streak here. Fields plays fantastic, and they don't have to draft a quarterback.
That's what I'm hoping for. Ideally, it would be awesome if they do beat the Lions. They could win out. But logically, I just don't see that happening. I would like to see, my ideal game is Justin Fields plays awesome, but they're just short every single week.
Keep losing.
Yeah, every single week.
So
Because I don't want them to draft Williams. I just think that'd be a mistake.
I don't either.
I think Fields is fine.
I don't either. So Nicole she was a little upset with me last week after we left the show because we just cut off the Packer talk instantly.
Yeah, that was rude.
She brought up.
And then look what happened. They won.
And who did they beat?
The Chiefs.
Yeah, and
Was that a real question?
And we were sleeping when it happened.
Yeah,
right?
I don't stay up for football. That's no mystery. Because the outcome's the same, no matter what.
Yeah, I can't believe they beat. That was pretty. There's a lot of egregious calls in that game.
Oh,
so-
okay. You don't even know. You weren't even watching it.
From what I heard.
From the Chiefs
and
fans
seen
on Facebook.
and seen on replay. I mean, there were. So that's,
That's the game.
That's the game.
That's how it goes.
So interested to watch some games today. Bears, Lions. We got the Ravens and the Rams. Those will be the 2 games on at our house.
Cowboys, Eagles, primetime.
Cowboys,
will you guys be up?
No.
Okay.
We got to get up at 3:10 in the morning. Yeah. So I usually watch the first half upstairs. So I'll stay up, watch the first half. Then I'll go down to bed and have the game on. So usually when I wake up, it's about over. So that's kind of what we do on these evening games.
I just check Facebook right when I wake up in the morning.
Chiefs and Bills. Happens. It's a really good day of football. Last week was just kind of didn't really care. So I was at the Nebraska Creighton game last week. So that's how I spent my Sunday.
Yeah, that's all right.
Wah, wah.
It's been a tough couple weeks for Nebraska basketball. So.
Big shout out to the volleyball team. I know they're all up listening right now, so we'll make sure we give them a shout out. Going to the Final Four.
Yeah, we got Pitt, right?
Tampa, yes, playing Pitt, which we were watching. We were watching the Pitt Louisville game, and Louisville was up 2-0, and we were like, "Come on, let's just sweep them so we can get to our game." Because that's something that's annoying. Is all these games start on different channels, and if you didn't have ESPN News or ESPN Plus, you missed basically the entire first set. Of the Nebraska match.
We had ESPN Plus, so I was lucky because that game, because we were, it was weird. We were kind of hoping for Pitt because we're that's a team I feel like we might match up better against. But I was pretty impressed by them. But yeah, if you didn't have ESPN Plus, that took a while. It probably did miss the entire first set. Because we went on right away and we're flipping back. I think after or right before the first set was over because they took a timeout or whatever. And I was like, oh, the game's still going on.
Yeah.
It was a good game though. Pitt came all the way clawing back at home. It was interesting.
And that's the second time they've done that.
Yeah.
To Louisville.
Did you see that Arkansas player that was 5'7" outside
slamming, blocking?
Holy smoke. She's got a vertical.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by Arkansas. Just the athleticism they had on the team.
It was stressful that first set, especially.
Yeah. They were
very,
good.
Very stressful. It was impressive. They haven't announced the tip times yet, but the games are on Thursday.
Yep.
So 2 years ago when we played Pitt in the Final Four, I did stay up and watch it, and I was up till about 11:30 p.m. and then had to get up at 3:15. So that was really fun.
How was your workout the next day?
It was awesome because they won.
I'm always curious about sleep, how much it throws you guys off. If you get
it's
7 hours,
one night is fine.
One night's okay. If we get to bed late and we get 3 hours of sleep, that's okay.
3 hours of sleep. I don't stay up till midnight.
Well, that's what I did when the volleyball team played.
But it's fine. I mean, when are you not tired? Aren't we always tired? Are you tired right now, Harrison?
No, I got coffee. Shout out to the Mel.
Yeah.
Go get a cup of coffee, 1040 on the street.
We get another chance to sleep,
I think when you get to a certain age,
You're just tired.
You're tired all the time.
That's
tired
not true. I'm actually always
time.
really wide awake when I'm up. Like when I first get up in the morning, I feel great. Like earlier this week, I had a day where I woke up and I was tired and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Because I hate that feeling. So normally I actually do wake up with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But take a nap, get back on track.
Yeah, we nap.
We just don't make a habit of it.
Yeah, we don't go to real jobs. So we come home and take naps, and so we get plenty of sleep. It's just kind of not all at one time.
How successful are you taking a quick nap, or does it turn into an hour?
Or they're usually long naps.
2 hours.
2 hour naps?
No,
Jeff
absolutely.
likes to.
If I can get through 3 episodes of Gilmore Girls.
If we can get to where Netflix says, "Are you still watching?" Then that is a good nap.
They're about 44 minutes an episode, so we're looking at about 2 hours. And
I can't nap that long usually, but
it's amazing. So the tips haven't been announced. I'm hoping for an early tip. I mean, we do have our little ticket VIP Christmas party next Thursday.
Yep.
We were invited to. Although we didn't get an invitation as a show host. I mean, it was more of just like, well, you advertise, so you get to come in and you get to come in and meet the host.
Oh,
yeah. You get to meet yourself.
You get to meet the on-air personalities. So I'm kind of excited to meet everybody. You Nicole, and it's going to be great. So, so it'll be kind of if they're playing early, then the games will be on here. So that'll be kind of fun. But all right,
we'll see.
Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little. We had our last chance workout at the gyms yesterday. 3 hours of kickboxing was a lot of fun. So we're going to talk about a little bit of Farrell's here coming up when we come back. So don't go anywhere. 93.7 The Ticket on the Fitness Fanatics.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Anarchy, which is an exciting free workout for athletes and fitness enthusiasts who want the most out of their workout. Anarchy can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Remember, when you want results, the solution is simple. Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
At Allo, we believe in the exceptional. From extraordinary whole home coverage to super fast speeds, our local teams are always on hand to make sure your service is running at top performance. Let go of lag, banish buffering, and enjoy outstanding service throughout your entire home. We believe in delivering nothing less than exceptional service, so that's exactly what we do. Visit us at allofiber.com to experience the exceptional.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Great news. I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
I could write a commercial telling you how great waffle weekends are at the chocolate season. Or I could just have Rico read you the menu.
Banana Nutella. Nutella topped Belgian waffle with homemade whipped cream, chocolate chips, and freshly sliced bananas. Baconator. Buttermilk waffle with bacon slices tucked inside, topped with salted whipped butter, caramelized pecans, and pure maple syrup.
Waffle weekend brunches at the chocolate season.
PB&J.
40th and Old Cheney or online at thechocolateseason.com.
Husker fans, the Nebraska women's basketball team battles the Indiana Hoosiers on Sunday, January 7th at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and they want to see you there. Help them pack PBA as they retire Jordan Hooper's jersey, host a team reunion for the 2013 and 2014 teams, and give your Huskers a true home court advantage. For tickets, go to huskers.com/tickets or call 1-800-8-BIG-RED. Come early and get your very own replica Jordan Hooper jersey retirement banner while supplies last. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets. Load up on meat and more this holiday season at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through December 12th are spend $740 and get a free New York strip. Also, through the 12th, all Flavor County Farms mushrooms are $1.50 off of normal price. Don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. If you have any questions for us on today's show, you can reach us at 402-464-5685 on the Starter Heyman text line. We are also live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951.
And on X.
Well, that's Twitter.
Oh, you said Twitter? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You
In
said
my
Twitter.
opinion, I don't say X.
It's both.
I know.
If you go, URL still has Twitter. So
Yeah.
Oh,
You're right.
X.
There you go. It's
Yeah.
Twitter. It's
I
not X.
forgot that's part of your spiel. I know.
What?
I don't like saying X either. You said it.
Oh, yeah, X. I don't say that.
Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, if you have any questions for us, we're going to be here coming up. We're going to be delving into nutrition, macros, stuff like that. Nicole really wanted to talk about this today, so we're going to get to that at our gyms. In case it's the first time you've ever listened to us, we do own 2 gyms here in Lincoln, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. One tradition that we have is the Saturday of week 9. We do what we call our last chance workout, kind of something we stole from The Biggest Loser. If you ever watched The Biggest Loser, they always have a last chance workout before they do their weigh-in.
Yeah.
So, but they work out for like 10 straight hours, where ours is just 3 hours of kickboxing. So we,
Just kind of a final push. We could probably rename it something else.
no, it's fun.
I know. Yeah.
It's good that it's 10 hours, though, because that's
Right.
not sustainable.
No, it's not
We
10
used
hours.
to do 8 hours.
Oh my gosh.
We used to do it used to be on a Friday, and we'd do 4 hours in the morning and 4 hours at night.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, a
And
double
that was
workout.
rough. Yeah, but that was rough. And
like
we
2
were
days.
a lot younger back then.
We were-
so
yes.
I don't
We were in our 30s.
I wouldn't want to do that now.
That's still pretty intense because, like,
It
high
is.
school football, you're not even doing your 2-a-days aren't 8 hours
Yeah.
worth of practice.
It was hard. It was terrible. So, I mean, it was good. You felt good afterwards, like you accomplished something. But 3 hours on a Saturday is just
Oh,
right.
it's great. I burned like 2,250 calories in
Yep.
3 hours. So it's a good way to start. And it's one of those things like we used to get, nobody here in Lincoln ever says this, but we used to have members in Altoona be like, oh, you can't work out at level 10 for 4 hours. Okay. So I would compare it to a 1 mile run versus doing a full marathon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So we encourage our members to, stay hydrated, bring some snacks. It's not like we're just 3 hours
Drill
of just
sergeants.
drill sergeant them, making them do
people
nonstop.
walk, we have to, like you and I, we have to kind of, there's
We
stuff
take
we have to do.
videos,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we walk around a little bit. You're not like, it's not like a marathon. A marathon, you're physically running for the entire
Right,
time or moving
right.
forward. So you can definitely go slower, take a break, take a drink. Some of the instructors, when you're transitioning, we switch instructors every 20 minutes. So that's kind of fun too, because our members get to experience instructors that they normally don't get to take classes from. So that's always kind of fun. But
Mhm.
every 20 minutes, we're switching gears, switching instructors. So there's always time but nobody's like calling anyone out if they're going to the bathroom or changing their clothes or
No.
having a snack or whatever. People bring protein bars and stuff. So it
it's
is paced. You're pacing yourself through that 3 hours.
And it's a fun accomplishment for our 10 weekers. I was talking to Troy, who's a listener of our show here. Him and his wife, Dusty, go to 4 a.m. at Meadow Lane. And after they did all 3 hours yesterday. And I was just like, think back to 9 weeks ago. After 5 minutes,
Yeah. Yep.
you're just ready to pass out from your day one workout. And in just 9 weeks of eating healthy, working out every day, tracking your food, look at what you did. I mean, that's a big accomplishment for our 10 weekers.
That's what I was telling
Yeah.
Stacy too at Yankee Ridge. I was telling her, like, it's not going to be easier than your first workout, but you're going to leave after working out for 3 hours, doing 3 hours of kickboxing. You're going to leave feeling better than you felt when you left that day one workout. Day one workout, you were just probably tired and sore and discouraged and just like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this. And, I was walking back to do something. There was 15 minutes left. And she was like, Nicole, she's like, I'm doing it. I'm like, I know, I knew you could, you could do it. It's all in your mind. That's what that 3 hours is too. It's really, you're working through the mental part of it too. Cause you're tired and you're sore. And actually, I think this year, this workout was probably the most balanced workout that we've ever had. All the instructors it wasn't like the instructors were bringing the hardest things they could fit into 20 minutes, which was nice. It was a lot of kickboxing. We only did burpees in the last 2 minutes. Melinda couldn't help herself, but
because you were at Yankee Ridge,
Yeah.
I was at Meadow Lane.
Yep,
We
yeah.
didn't do a burpee in 3
So it was
hours.
a lot of kickboxing.
It was really
we
good.
only did push-ups a couple of times. It was really balanced and but there's still a point where you're just tired and your brain isn't functioning properly. You're just tired and sore. My shoulders are really sore today. My hands are a little sore from, punching for
Mhm.
that long, but overall I feel really good. It was a really good successful
Well, and
last
something
chance workout.
too that our members notice, and we had a lot of fit members that this is like, now they're keeping track. This is my second time doing it. This is my third time doing it. So for them, it's still a challenge as well that they look forward to. And at the gym at Meadow Lane, every bag was full for 3 hours. I mean, 5 a.m., the gym is probably the biggest class that I've seen in the last 10 weeks. There was probably, I'd probably say 38 people ready to go at 5 a.m. And we had 30 of our members did all 3 hours. So it was it was just, the
But I
gym
don't
was
know.
packed
I don't
for
remember
3
how many
hours.
we had, but yeah.
How
And
many?
it's,
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember. It's funny too, because our fit members who've done it before, it's definitely a good check-in to see where you've been in the last, what was it, 13 weeks since we did our last chance workout. And I think sometimes it can be a little bit of a wake-up call for our fit members who maybe, I think Alicia had commented oh, it wasn't pretty, but I did it. Well, the last time Alicia did hers, it was right at the end of her 10-week
It was
challenge.
her first one.
So I'm
Mhm.
assuming she was much more, she's been consistent, but it's maybe it was a little harder this time because she's oh, I probably should kind of get back to some of those habits that I was in at the end of my 10 weeks. So it can be a good little check-in to see how you're doing, just kind of with your nutrition and how that adds up and the difference it can make when your nutrition's spot on and you do 3 hours of kickboxing versus, you kind of let some of those habits creep back in a little bit inevitably. And then it's a little harder to get through those 3 weeks. There are 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So next week, Well, this is a big week for us too, as we're going to be giving away our fall $1,000 winner. The 10-week challenge is wrapping up this week. Next Friday night is our 10-week party out at Rosie's down on South by the prison. And then on Sunday, our $1,000 winner will be with us in studio. Hopefully, they don't have any plans. They don't know it yet, but they're going to be in here with us.
Because we don't know
Yeah,
who
we
it
don't-
is yet.
All right,
so-
we don't know who it is. We won't know who it is until Friday. They won't know who they are until Friday night. So hopefully they don't have any plans, so we can get them in here.
Yeah.
It's always good to get their journey. Next week will also be our last episode of 2023. So hopefully you'll join us for that. So again, we're running down. If you have any questions for us, 402-464-5685. Our next 10-week challenge is starting up on January 6th. So right after the New Year's, the kids get back to school. Everybody gets back into their routine. So this is a perfect time to start. If you've never done Pharaohs, you're looking to try us out, you can go to fxblincoln.com for more info. There's like a little form on there you fill out, and those all go to me. So I will get back to you. So we'd love to have you. We've been on the ticket for over a year and a half now. Going to be 2 years at the 1st of April. So, geez, time's flying.
Mhm.
So everybody that has enrolled and gone through the challenge via the ticket, we haven't heard anybody complain about it. So,
Yeah.
anything to add here, Nicole?
No, just a reminder that we also have a virtual
Yes,
program too.
yes.
So even if you're not in the Lincoln area, we can help you still kind of with our virtual program. It's very similar to the workouts that we do in the gym. You just do the workouts on your own. We have a full virtual platform that has the daily workouts. You're going to be on the same schedule as our 10-week members in the gym. The days will be the same. Kickboxing, we do shadow boxing for the virtual, so you don't need to we'll provide everything you need, so you don't need to have gloves or a bag because you'll do shadow boxing. We do provide resistance bands for our virtual members, and then you'll use those on our strength training days, and you'll be on the same days: kickboxing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, lower body on Tuesday, upper body Thursday, combo strength training on Saturday. So you'll get the same workouts and the same support. You can just do it from home.
Yeah, it is a little bit more challenging doing
For some
it from home.
Some people enjoy doing it on their own.
Oh, they do. We have people that live like 2 minutes from
Yeah.
the gym that do it at home.
We've had some real success
all the time
stories too.
Yeah.
I can't
We
remember
do,
who you
yeah.
brought in here, but the one guy lost.
Well, John.
John.
Yeah, Bubba.
Yeah.
Lost an incredible amount of weight, and you were even trying to be like, I don't know, you got to be really locked in if you're going to
Yeah.
do this online thing. And he was.
You're
He
speaking
figured it out
from
and he
your
killed it.
experience. You're speaking from yourself that you
Well,
wouldn't
and I just
be
mean
able to
like
do
from
that.
the accountability aspect, because when you come into the gym, like we see you during the workout.
Well,
I'm like
right?
you. I can't
It's
work
be a
out
little-
at home.
It'd be a little
I'm
more
like you.
disciplined.
But
to do
you
it.
can also just not come to class too, which is that's kind of the pitfall of our in-gym members. You still have to get there.
I know.
And that's one less barrier for the people at home. All they
Yeah.
have to do is push play. So
Yeah,
it
and
can
then
go either way. You
the
kind of
work-
have to know yourself and what works for you.
The workouts are on demand too. So we have some like moms that'll do it during nap time. Kid lays down for a nap, they go do their workout at whatever time of the day. We also have we have a member in Virginia. We have a member in California, kind of all in obviously here in Nebraska, have a couple members in North
Iowa.
Dakota, Iowa. It's just kind of all over. You can do it really wherever. If you live in small town Nebraska, we were just watching Pure Nebraska this morning. I was like, okay, you know you're old when you're up on a Sunday watching Pure Nebraska, but you get to learn about these little towns, and it's on 10-11. They just go into these little towns that have 600 people. So if you live in a town like that where there's no gym, like you have nowhere to go, this is a great thing that you can do, that you can be connected with other people going through the challenge as well. So that's coming up on January 6th. Do you have anything you want to get to before we take our final break here of the hour? Or not the final break, because we have one more segment to go here.
I don't think so.
All right, well, let's kick it to break. We're going to start our nutrition talk coming up here in just a few minutes, so stay with us. Again, any questions, 402-464-5685. We'll be right back on the Fitness Fanatics.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
At Allo, we believe in the exceptional. From extraordinary whole home coverage to super fast speeds, our local teams are always on hand to make sure your service is running at top performance. Let go of lag, banish buffering, and enjoy outstanding service throughout your entire home. We believe in delivering nothing less than exceptional service, so that's exactly what we do. Visit us at allofiber.com to experience the exceptional.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about Atomic Diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
Hey, it's Chad with the Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the all-new complete post-workout recovery, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today and try a free sample or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planning season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. We're going to get into nutrition, which is 70% of your results.
I mean,
possibly more
yeah.
than that.
I don't always like that saying because some people nutrition's easy. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it depends on the person. And for some people, it could be 99.9% of their results.
That's me.
Right. Yeah, I know. And some
Mhm.
people, it could be 10% because they already, eat well and don't really have a problem with fast food. Or some people like vegetables.
I would say the majority of people
Yeah.
struggle
Oh, yes. 100%. they
with
do.
nutrition,
Yeah.
especially with all these different things that are out there.
Yeah, I'm not,
Like,
not going to rant today.
Which we talked about last week, some of the different meal plans and diets. And it's funny, like, I think like Facebook and Twitter, they listen to our conversations, obviously, because when you talk about something, oh, there's an ad, right?
Yep.
So we were talking about the carnivore thing, and
Did
sure
you
enough,
start
on
getting stuff?
Twitter, this guy lost 180 pounds on the carnivore
I
diet.
saw a lot of
and he
carnivore
says,
diet ads
See?
too. Yeah.
That's because they listen.
Yeah, and
they
your
do.
guys are the target market for that, I feel like, because I
Yes.
didn't get any of that.
I love
definitely the target market.
Yeah.
They heard me listening to talking about David Goggins. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, we can throw some ads this guy's way.
Yes.
He'll bite for sure.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna focus on really for the rest of the show. So if like I said, if you have any questions, you're out there listening, please send us a text at 402-464-5685 on the Starter Heyman text line. So let's kind of set the table of what we're going to talk about in the second hour. And
Okay.
Nicole, she is the two of us. She's the nutrition expert.
Mhm.
I eat like a toddler. Very simple.
Chicken tenders,
Well,
fries.
oh, no.
That's not true. When we go to restaurants,
I mean, like,
chicken tenders are a go-to for you for some restaurants.
when I say toddler, I mean like basic,
Yeah, simple.
single ingredients, like
Right.
like a chicken breast.
You have ordered beef and
And a
broccoli
potato.
from a Chinese restaurant before with no broccoli.
There you go.
They probably looked at you weird when you're ordering.
Yeah.
Couldn't even eat around it.
So I keep things.
I think
simple
you
for
could
me.
do that now. This was a long time ago.
Simple, but
that you
not
did that.
unhealthy.
Yeah, simple but not unhealthy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You can eat
like,
simple.
I like to eat a quesadilla, right, with chicken and a tortilla shell
Mhm.
and some cheese, like stuff like that.
Oh, not nary a vegetable.
Well, sometimes I'll put peppers in there.
Oh yeah.
It's been a while
right?
since you've done that.
Well, but I will though. So stuff like that. That's what I mean.
Yes.
Like when I eat like a toddler. So in our 10-week challenge, most guys will talk to me about nutrition, and then the ladies will talk to Nicole. But she's really kind of the brains of the nutrition operation at Farrell's, where I'm, like I said, I more eat like a toddler. So
Mhm.
let's kind of lay the groundwork of what we're going to cover here coming up in the next hour.
Yeah. So the first thing we're going to talk about macros, and in the next hour, we're going to break that down because I know some people have probably heard about macro tracking, but maybe don't know what that really means. So we're going to break that down. We're going to talk to everyone like I'm talking to Jeff when we talk about macros.
That's good.
Yeah. But what I want to talk about right now is some of the things that we see, kind of common mistakes people can make when they are looking to change their nutrition. And sometimes, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to do. So we've been doing this for a long time. We see a lot of the same things goes along with that. If you have a hard time eating healthy, that does not make
Mhm.
you special, makes you totally normal. If you don't like the vegetables, that's pretty normal. So just kind of some of the common mistakes. And then next hour, when we talk about macro tracking, this isn't necessarily diet specific. There's lots of ways you can track macros and be low carb. You can track macros and be high protein. So we're just going to break down the basics. But Jeff, what are some of the common mistakes that you kind of see with people when they very first start at Farrell's, like tracking their food?
Like trying to be perfect on day one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So that's number one. Number two is thinking that it's impossible to eat the number of calories that we give them. Because for those that aren't familiar with the Farrell's nutrition, we don't do shortcuts. So we're not trying to teach people to do the quick fix type thing. We're like, bam, I can lose 30 pounds in 10
weeks.
10 days.
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to have our members develop good relationships with food, reading labels, and really understanding like what they're putting in their body and why it affects them. So that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, sustainability.
But the number one thing is that, and we hear this so many times, I just can't eat these calories.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of food when it's not saturated fat calories.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what we were talking about. Oh my gosh, I almost just saw a squirrel get hit by the car. It didn't. It made it, but I thought I was going to be traumatized. Sorry. So, that was one of the things I was going to talk about, Harrison, that you bring that up, because so at Christmas time, we have this cookie jar that we put out on the table, and we don't really put cookies in it, but we do this is the one time of year that I buy like the Little Debbie snack cakes and stuff.
Christmas trees.
Yeah, I
so
don't
good.
really like
Snowmen.
those. Yeah, no. The only
I
reason
don't
I can
either.
buy them is as long as I don't eat one of them, I'm fine. So, but our son Ben loves them. Katie will have one every once in a while. So right now it has some peanut butter, some Reese's peanut butter Christmas trees, the individual wrapped ones, small ones. We have the Christmas tree snack cakes, the brownies. Those are
so
good.
The
But
Christmas
see-
tree brownies.
Yes.
Yeah, like
So
the
they're
Cosmics.
snowflakes, but yeah,
Oh.
yeah. See, that one I could get in trouble, but I'm just not going to eat any and I'll be fine. And some candy canes are in there too. And so I was getting them ready, and I put the box they were in, like in where we put our recycling. And I noticed that one of those brownies is like 260 calories.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yes,
easily.
like 250, 260 calories. One of the Christmas trees, 220 calories. And so I was just thinking about how most of the time when people start logging their food, you see this on all the health and fitness TV shows that they've always had over the decade, whatever. And it'll be like this trainer comes in and like sweeps all the unhealthy food out of their house, throws it away, and then replaces it with all this healthy food. Well, first of all, you really don't need to do that. I think that's one of the mistakes that people make, a common mistake that they make, thinking that they have to stop eating everything that they were eating and go completely the other direction. You don't have to do that. It is hard to kind of fit those brownies and cakes in, probably. I mean, you could.
Protein
But-
shake and a cosmic brownie Christmas tree.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know. But I think that's a big mistake that people make. And then, like you said, it's hard to get that much food when it's not processed. But what's happening is you're going from nothing to not knowing what you're doing and what you're eating to being hyper focused on what you're eating. And that's what makes it really difficult. Now, we tell someone, we don't tell people this, but like maybe sometimes when I track my lunches, there'll be like almost 500 calories in my lunch, 460 calories, but like, I don't know, 40 some grams of protein, really balanced, a good amount of carbs, some fat in there. That could be like, I'm not a big salad person, but I do buy those salad mixes, and I will make like a wrap with them. So I'll take like one of those light Caesar salad ones, and I'll use a little bit of the dressing, fill it with chicken, and put it in a wrap, because I don't like salads, but you get your veggies in. So I get my salad inside that. And, you can easily get up to 460, almost 500 calories in that. But it's filling, takes forever to eat, and I'm full at the end. And that's one of the meals that someone would be like, I just don't know if I could eat that every day. But if you're eating a cosmic brownie and a 20 ounce of Coke, that's almost 500 calories right there. Like,
And we can eat that
Yeah.
2 minutes.
you could eat that and be like, what's for lunch?
I think a Mountain Dew is like 280 calories, like a bottle.
Yeah, probably
It's
is
just
more.
like
I
all
think it has
sugar.
more sugar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
because
it's
Coke has
insane.
like 250, I think, is a 20,
Mhm.
20 ounce. So that is a big mistake that people make, where they think they are not eating as much as they are. So if you're a cosmic brownie person or a Little Debbie cakes person,
Or an oatmeal cream pie.
oatmeal cream pies, fudge rounds,
Like those big oatmeal king size. Are
Oh,
like,
I know what you're talking
they're like
about now.
almost 500 calories.
the double decker ones,
Mhm.
they're
500 calories.
yeah.
You can taste it. A lot of that stuff, like
Yeah.
just put it on a paper towel, and if you see the oil start soaking up out of the brownie, like there
So
you go.
true. But
So,
that's another thing, because there have been times that we will go like on our fun day, or we kind of, usually it's pizza and then we'll have ice cream later. That was yesterday. We had pizza and ice cream. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We also kickbox for 3 hours. Not that you have to kickbox for 3 hours to eat pizza and ice cream, but there would be times where I would get one of those double-decker oatmeal cream pies and I would eat it on the way home with the pizza in the car. So before I even start eating pizza, I've eaten almost 500 calories. So I think that's one of the big mistakes people make, is just trying to be perfect right out the gate, and not realizing how many calories are actually in the foods that they're eating. And when those are empty calories, that's the problem with highly processed food, is it's already processed. So it's very easy for your body to digest that. Your body has to do no work to break down that food because it's already been broken down. That's why it's processed. So
we do have a text from Nyla. So I'm glad that at least one person's listening today. That makes me very happy.
People have been listening, but sorry, you were talking about stuff people weren't interested in, clearly. So
Nyla texts in, says tracking macros gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
So we're going to tackle that. We're going to go to break. So we're going to talk all about tracking, why it's important, and that type of thing coming up here on the second hour. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
They're expensive, and once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
Welcome back in, Fitness Fanatics, hour number 2 here. We're going to be talking all nutrition. We had a text during the break from OG CJ. Once you track your regular meals and have that info, it makes life much easier. You always know what you're getting into and not having to think about it. Just takes time in the beginning. And that's kind of me, like my toddler eating is like, I can eat the same thing, literally the same thing every day, all week.
Yeah.
Every meal, every breakfast, every snack can be exactly the same. The one thing that, I pretty much do eat the same thing.
Yeah, you found a way around your cottage cheese problem?
No, I still eat my cottage cheese.
No, you found a way around it. I mean, like you didn't like it, but you found a way to get it in regardless.
That's
Which was probably tricky at first, but now that you have your system down, like you can get that nutrients you need every single time. Like, what is it? Applesauce and
applesauce and cottage cheese and water.
2 packets of applesauce.
You just chug it
and a cup of cottage cheese and water. I had it this morning, actually.
I believe you have it every day.
And if I don't have, I get used. If I don't have it, it's like my day is not complete.
Missing.
Yeah. And that's always my second meal a day. Like I'll start off with.
You get some fruit.
I'll do a protein shake and I'll have a bowl of cereal. Like, a bowl of cereal? You can't eat cereal. Well, you can.
I had cereal this morning.
If you're measuring out the cereal.
Yeah, as long as you're not getting like Cookie Crisp and having 3 bowls.
Right. Right. So when I have cereal, like if you're worried about like I can't get my carbs, well, I have a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios. But I measure out 1 cup and then I measure out the milk and then I log that. So like I can be at 800-900 calories before 10 a.m.
How important is the milk? Because I always get whole milk. Like I feel like it's not great for you, but I'm like, how much milk am I really drinking?
As long as you
are logging it and fitting it into your day, you can have whatever kind of milk you want.
Yes. We have 1% in our house.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
our daughter likes whole milk. I don't know. Whole milk is just a lot.
It's thick.
Yeah.
That's why it's great for cereal.
Yeah.
Like you get that perfect.
There's nothing wrong with whole milk. It's just going to have more fat, which in the long run is going to keep you fuller a little bit longer. So you just got to fit it into your day. It's fine. I mean, you should probably be limiting your, like, how many servings you have a day, just because that's going to add up quickly.
Yeah, maybe that's just one of my pet peeves. Because I just know, like, whenever my family would go on like these health kicks, we'd start getting on like skim milk, and I'm like,
no, I don't like
this. Isn't the reason why I like
water.
We're trying to. I don't think we're drinking too much whole milk. I don't think that's why we're at where we're at right now.
That's true. That's like very common diet kind of diet.
It's just like eggs. Like people don't have high cholesterol because they eat eggs.
Too many eggs.
They have it because everything else they're eating.
Yes, that's true.
All right, well, let's dive into it.
That's why macro tracking is important, Harrison, because if you really enjoy your whole milk, you can still have it. You might just have to make some changes throughout the rest of your day to account for that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
like my cereal this morning was, I like to have frosted mini wheats, but I like to have those more because it has some of the, and we'll talk about this a little bit too, but it has some of the minerals in it. So a lot of our cereals are fortified. And so the frosted mini wheats actually has 100% of your daily iron, which is very good for a lot of people are deficient in iron. I definitely am. So I try to get it in multiple ways, but it's just nice to have that one meal that I know that I'm getting a good source of iron from. And so I'll have that, but instead of milk, I use a vanilla protein shake. And so like the vanilla that a pre-made one. So I use Premier Protein this morning. So that vanilla Premier Protein with the frosted mini wheats is really good. It actually makes the mini wheats taste a little sweeter.
And what are we looking at for like macros?
Well, I don't know. I could look it up, but it's a staple meal for me. So I already like what you were talking about. That's like, you probably don't know the exact macros of your cottage cheese and applesauce off the top of your head because you eat it so much. It's just a staple part of your day.
Yeah.
That's how this meal is for me too. So, I mean, I could look it up. I have it in my Fitness Pal, but that's just what I like to start my day. And that starts it off with like 30 grams of protein and probably about 50 grams of carbs, a little heavier in carbs, which is totally fine. But it's also super filling. I'm going to be full for a while from that.
And just that one thing that you can eat, you're getting 50 grams of carbs. And people, I'm so scared. Like it's okay to have carbohydrates.
Yeah.
As long as it's not from a Pepsi.
Yeah.
Or a Butterfinger.
You can still have it from your Pepsi if you want, but
right. Probably see the stats all the time. It's kind of scary how nutrient deficient most America. I think it's like 92% are deficient in like vitamin B. I know iron's a big one. A lot of people. So like, hey, if you get your iron in the morning,
yes,
like it's just gonna make you feel better too. You're gonna have better output for the rest of the day
because there's certain minerals and nutrients they get depleted when you work out, and iron is one of those for sure.
Are you guys big on the vitamin pills?
Not really. I mean, no, we don't really. We're not a big supplement.
I don't take vitamins.
The only one I would like is get some vitamin D.
Yeah, vitamin D is
sunlight is a tough one to get during the winter.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, you can definitely get it through your diet and stuff.
We have some, like I'll take some. I do take an iron supplement also. Like I won't probably today because I know I got my cereal and I don't have that cereal every single day. But yeah, I do too, vitamin D. And I have like a 1 a day vitamin that sometimes I take. Luckily, I don't have to take any medicine to keep myself alive because I would be terrible at that. I'm really bad at consistently taking any type of vitamin. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I also I think most of those supplements, with the exception of a couple things, vitamin D, if you live in the Midwest, especially in the winter, is a good one to supplement with. But if you're eating a variety of foods, you're going to be getting a good amount of what you need. So kind of everything has what you need in it as long as you're eating a good variety.
All right. Well,
let's say something.
Well, I was just going to say, let's get to the tracking macros.
Yeah. So the first thing I would recommend for someone starting from scratch is to find a meal tracking app. That's going to be pretty easy. We recommend MyFitnessPal. Now, I know about a year ago, MyFitnessPal they put a lot of their features behind a paywall. So you have to pay like a monthly subscription. It's like $20 a month, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. You do not need the premium version. When you very first download MyFitnessPal, it's going to try to cram it down your face. Don't even do the free trial because you are probably one of those people like us that will forget to cancel it. And then they'll at least get one more month out of you before you realize that you forgot to cancel it. So just know that whenever that premium thing pops up, there's a little X in the top right corner of the screen where you just click right out of that because it's going to try to cram it down your face. The one thing that MyFitnessPal did put behind the paywall was their barcode scanner, which was very convenient. And a lot of people kind of got upset about that. Now, I'm not going to talk about it, but there is a way to get around that. Just Google it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not trying to get in any trouble with anybody, but there's a workaround. Don't say anything, Jeff.
Some higher up that
I don't know.
Are listening to the show.
They're not going to sponsor it for a fact. No, you guys lost a sponsor.
Dang it.
So just look it up because you can get around that. I have the barcode scanner. Jeff has the barcode scanner. You can get around it. I don't know. Hopefully the big wigs at MyFitnessPal aren't listening right now.
Well, just
it's
Google
out there. So I'm just not going to be the one, but just Google it. So you can still have that feature because it is nice when you're logging your food and you have like my cereal, for example, you can just scan the barcode on the box of cereal and it's going to pull all that stuff in there. So a good macro tracking app is one thing that you'll need. And then that's the first thing I would recommend is download that. Everyone is probably going to try to set you up with some type of It's going to ask you what your activity level is. It's going to ask you all this stuff, and it's going to try to give you a recommendation for your calories. Just ignore that to start. Just whatever. Answer the questions, but don't worry about what it's telling you to do. I always say, like, my Fitness Pal doesn't know my life. So I usually try to override that stuff at all costs. But the first thing I want you to do is just start logging what you're eating right now. Don't try to change anything. Just log what you ate yesterday and see what your day looked like. And like I said, most people will be surprised. You're probably either eating way more than you thought you were eating, especially if you're a person that relies on fast food, gas stations for a lot of your meals. I mean, that's the reality is that's what a lot of people are doing. And so just start logging your food and seeing where you're at. And then the thing that we've talked about on this show a lot is identifying the one thing that you can change that's going to make the biggest impact. And so some of those things, kind of common pitfalls we see with people, drinking your calories is a big one, paying attention to the drinks that you're consuming. Coffee drinks are a huge one. Man, weren't we just talking about a couple shows ago where there's like a popular
Caramelicious.
Yeah, pumpkin spice or some type of whatever frozen
The blended
coffee
drinks.
drink. Yeah, blended drink, and it has like as much sugar as like, I don't know.
It's ice cream. I
Yeah.
worked at Scooters
Yeah.
for like 3 months at one point in time.
Yeah.
Like early, and it's just ice cream.
Right.
It's literally
it's dessert.
ice cream with
It's
a little bit of
caffeinated.
espresso.
It's caffeinated ice cream.
And then like the
basically.
low fat, it's still just ice cream
Yeah.
with a little bit less. So if you're getting those blended drinks, like don't fool yourself. That's
Right.
not coffee. Like
Yeah.
it's literally just like ice cream. If you taste it, it tastes just like ice cream before you add all the coffee and the milk and everything into it.
That is
Why
true.
it's so good.
That's why it's
Exactly. That's why
delicious.
if it's tastes that good,
I know.
there's a
Red
reason.
flag.
Yeah,
I
there's
know.
just a lot of sugar in there.
Does that mean you need to give up your daily coffee? No, but there's so many options that you can do and swaps that you can make, and you can still have your ritual of coffee. And it doesn't have to be legitimately. Some of these drinks are like over 800 calories.
If you get the large,
Which-
it was like 900.
Yeah,
something. It was
which
insane.
I think should be illegal. Like, I literally don't think restaurants should be able to serve us a drink that contains that many calories, because we're going to consume it, obviously.
And the
It's
serving size
delicious.
is like, oh, you're only supposed to drink X amount of it. I'm
Right.
like, but it's in one cup and it's a coffee.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
2.5
saving this for
servings.
later. Yeah.
That's also how they get around labels too. That's another thing. We'll talk about label reading too, because that, when we talked about seeing those Christmas trees and I saw that calorie on those Little Debbie cakes, when I first saw that, I was like, surely what's the serving size? And the serving size was 1. I was like, wow, that's a lot for 1, because I think most people are eating multiple in a row. So that adds up. So anyway, back to start logging what you're eating now. Jeff talked about you have your same meals that you eat. You know, I call those staple meals. Even if you're not tracking your food, I guarantee you have staple meals. Like Harrison, you probably have 3, 4, 5 go-to lunches that you have, right? I mean, that's called a staple meal.
Yep.
So if you're a person who's out and about all day long, driving around, your staple meals may be McDonald's, Cane's, or
Casey's,
right,
gas station runs, like you said.
Right. Those are your staple meals. But the reality is you're still doing that anyway. So once you can start identifying what meals are maybe, once you're looking at it and you're like, wow, it's really not worth 500 calories to eat that one Christmas tree, Little Debbie Christmas tree, and my 20 ounce of soda that's giving you, I don't even know, like over 100 grams of carbs and maybe 3 grams of protein. You can be like, wow, that's a huge opportunity for improvement, especially if that's like your breakfast. If you're starting your breakfast, your day off with caffeine and sugar, and that's it, huge room for improvement. Like the worse that you eat, the less that you have to improve to see results. Like that should be something that's encouraging to people. Like you can just change one thing. You can swap that out and have, a couple eggs and a bowl of oatmeal for breakfast instead. Then that's going to have a huge impact. And that's all you have to change for a while. And you're going to see results. Cutting out soda. How many people have talked about how all they did was cut out soda and they lost 20 pounds. So that's all you have to do to start. But it'll get you familiar with food logging. It'll get you familiar with the foods that you're eating now, and then how you maybe kind of need to swap that out. And then the more that you do it, then you don't have to log. Like, I don't need to log my food to know kind of where I'm at, because I generally will know. But I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is they only are tracking the healthy part of their food when they're tracking. They're not tracking the realistic part of their day, or what they were eating before they started eating healthy. What? We're going to say something?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Just listening.
So that's what I would start with. Log your food. If you don't know exactly, that's fine. Just kind of eyeball it and do that for like 2 weeks, and then look at the trends. Look at how many calories you're eating. And then if you're looking to lose weight, then you just start tweaking from there. So we always say, weight loss is about calories in, calories out. You have to burn more calories than you consume. So if you're consuming, 2,400 calories of unhealthy food, and you drop that down a little bit and you're eating a little bit less, then you can probably see results without having to make a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of resources out there. Jordan Syatt, who we've had on our show before, he's kind of an influencer. He has an entire YouTube series where he ate a Big Mac every single day for like a month, and he still lost weight because he accounted for it in his meals, and everything else balanced out that Big Mac.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like Harrison talking about your whole milk. You don't have to cut out your whole milk. You might have to make adjustments in other parts of your day, but he still ate a Big Mac every day for a month. And I think it's kind of like the real and healthy version of Super Size Me, which is actually kind of came out as being pretty problematic. And he already clearly was like an alcoholic before he started. Yeah. So Morgan Spurlock, the creator of that, was pretty problematic, which that's typically how life goes. I feel like we got away with a lot in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
But so Jordan did it, and I think he did his blood markers, and he had his what was I going to say? Oh, his Big Mac every single day. But he also shared everything else he was eating and and he still lost weight, because at the end of the day, it is about balancing kind of what's going in versus what's going out.
AJ, one of our $10,000 challengers, he was eating Reese's Pieces every day,
Mm-hmm.
but he logged
as he was losing weight, he was still eating that.
Right.
Yeah. And then once his goals shifted from weight loss into changing his body composition, building a little more muscle, then he had to cut that out. But he went a good, 6-7 months of still being able to kind of eat those and get them into their day and count them.
Yep. And I would say, and we'll get into the macro part of this, because you need to log your food, but now what the heck are we looking for? Like, what's important, what isn't? So that's what we're going to talk about next. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into the macronutrients part of this, because we don't want to make it too complicated, because once it gets too complicated, then it's just like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Or it, like Nyla said, gives me anxiety.
Right.
Like, what am I looking for when I'm tracking? So we're going to touch on that when we come back. So stay with us. Appreciate the texts and the listeners. We'll be right back on Fitness Fanatics 93.7 The Ticket.
At Allo, we believe in the exceptional. From extraordinary whole home coverage to super fast speeds, our local teams are always on hand to make sure your service is running at top performance. Let go of lag, banish buffering, and enjoy outstanding service throughout your entire home. We believe in delivering nothing less than exceptional service, so that's exactly what we do. Visit us at allofiber.com to experience the exceptional.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle. Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with 4 Lincoln locations, but now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Are you looking for some holiday fun? This year, start a new tradition. Make the Nebraska Christmas Light Show experience an annual event for your family and a cherished memory to look forward to every year. From Black Friday to January 3rd, buckle up and tune into the rhythm of the lights and let the magic of Christmas take over with the show. Now located at Star City Shores, just off of 27th and Highway 2. Buy your tickets for just $20 or $25 per car today at NebraskaChristmasLightShow.com.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. We're going to be diving into macros. Some of you might be thinking, well, what in the heck is a macro?
Yes.
Well, we're going to talk about macros and the 3 macros that we track.
Well, they are the macros.
Yes, that are the macros. So, Nicole, I'm going to turn it back over to you, and let's roll.
Yeah. So, again, this is step 2. Step 1 is see where you're starting from. Don't even worry about your macros at first because we want to see where you're starting from, what you need to improve, what you might not need to improve. There may be some meals that are actually better than you think. So maybe you don't have to change every single thing that you eat. So that's step 1 is see where you're at now. Give yourself a good week of logging everything that you're eating as you're eating it. If the food has a label on it, you can scan it. You do kind of have to watch your portion sizes a little bit just so you know, but that's a great way to start familiarizing yourself with portions. So if you eat ice cream, if you eat cereal every single day, maybe still pour the amount of cereal you would normally have and then get a measuring cup out and see how much you're eating. Because I guarantee you, if you eat,
guarantee
you're
you
eating
it's
too
not
much.
1 cup.
Right. You're eating more than a serving. You're probably eating 2.5 servings of,
Yeah.
which is why I like Frosted Mini Wheats, because it's pretty bulky in the bowl. So it's less depressing than like
Mhm.
a cup of
Like a cup of Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles is nothing.
Like, yeah, no, we'll eat the whole box
Fruity Pebbles
in
suck.
like 30 minutes.
You
I'll be
don't like
honest.
Fruity
Nah,
Pebbles?
I'm a hard pass on Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, I love Fruity Pebbles. I can eat a whole box of Fruity.
Give me
I
Fruit Loops.
have eaten a full box of Fruity Pebbles.
Same thing.
Just
Eat
a
a
bunch
whole
of
box of
soggy
Fruit Loops.
raisins is like Fruity
Okay.
Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles doesn't have. Oh, they look like raisins.
Well, yeah. Unless you eat the bowl in like 2 minutes.
That's why
it's so
you give yourself a little bit
Right.
at a
You have
time.
to keep refilling.
Yeah, little bit. So
That's
it's
pretty hard
all-
to
We
track
are
when
not
if you're doing the
teaching
refill
people
route.
how to eat
That's
Fruity
right.
Pebbles.
Yeah, so maybe
That's why we don't eat Fruity Pebbles
Let
in
us.
our house.
No, we don't. We don't eat them.
All right.
So never mind.
Back
So,
on back on track here.
but still eat what you're eating, but maybe be a little aware of the serving size, because most of the time that's where we're kind of getting tripped up. So that's step one. Step two is diving into your calorie goal and how those macros are split up. So the macros, when you hear people talking about tracking macronutrients, there's 4 technically, but 3 that we really track, and that's your carbs, your protein, and your fat. Now, alcohol is technically a 4th macro. And so, but alcohol gets a little more complicated, but it's technically is a macronutrient. But we're tracking your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. And then depending on what kind of nutrition program you're following, you're going to have different percentages of those. So if you're doing a low carb, you're just going to have less carbs, but then you're making that up in your fat or protein. Or if you're doing a low fat, then maybe you're eating a little higher in carbs. Some of that depends on what you're doing, what you do for your job every single day. If you're super active in your work, if you're walking around, moving a lot, lifting, you could probably eat a little more carbs. If you're sedentary, maybe that number is a little bit lower, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you find a split and you kind of stick with it. So macros, the carbs, proteins, and fats, and that's ultimately what makes up your calorie goal for the day. So a lot of times people, for a long time with Farrell's, we really didn't talk about calories. And really, you don't have to worry about calories as long as you're following kind of those macros numbers, because like we'll kind of recommend to people, for example, I'll just pull mine up as an example. So my calorie goal is 2,000 calories a day. Because I work out multiple times a day. And I found with myself, if I drop my calories too low, even to the 1,800 calorie range for myself personally, I really start to see a decline in like my strength and performance in my workouts. And I don't like that. I would rather feel stronger, be stronger, have more endurance. So I prefer to be maybe a little higher in calories. So 2,000 calories is my calorie goal. And then as far as my carbs go and proteins and fats, these are going to be in grams. So my 2,000 calories is broken up into 200 grams of carbs, 150 grams of protein, and 67 grams of fat. Now, if I only focus on those numbers, if I only focus on getting 200 grams of carbs a day, 150 grams of protein, and 67 grams of fat, I don't have to worry about my calorie goal because I'm going to hit that calorie goal every single day. And you know that because carbs and protein, this is going to be the higher level kind of information, but carbs and protein are 4 calories per gram. And it does not matter if the carbs come from Fruity Pebbles or if the carbs come from an apple. 1 gram is 4 calories. And same thing with protein. And with fat, it's 9 calories. So that's why my fat goal is lower, because fat is more calorie dense. There's 9 calories in 1 gram of fat. So even if you don't even want to track calories, you don't have to. Just keep track of your macros and it's going to fall into place. That's where a lot of times people are like, there's no way I can lose weight if I'm eating 200 grams of carbs. I'm like, well, you can, as long as it's balanced with the rest of your day and how many grams of protein and fat you're eating. Now, if I'm eating 200 grams of carbs and 200 grams of protein and 100 grams of fat, yeah, that's going to up my calories a lot. So that's just kind of an info kind of for your information that, when we tell people, we focus more on tracking your macros, tracking your carbs, proteins, and fats than we do counting calories, because that's all going to work out in the end. Does that make sense?
What's important
Jeff.
about those three things? Like, why is it important for carbohydrates, proteins, and fats? Like,
Right.
why are those the three main ones that everybody wants you to track? Not just us, but even like personal trainers or
Well,
any
because
type
that's
of
what
meal.
makes up your calories,
Okay.
for one. Yeah. So there's macronutrients and micronutrients, and micronutrients are what's in your carbs and fats and proteins. Micronutrients are your vitamins, your minerals, stuff like that. So that's important to look at too, to identify deficiencies, like we were talking about, Harrison. If you're only eating fast food, or you're only eating highly processed food, you may still be hitting your macros, but you're probably going to be deficient in some of those micronutrients. We're not going to talk about micronutrients today. We're just talking about macros.
That's because it gets like too.
It
That's where
all
it gets
falls
too.
into place if you're eating a variety.
That's where it gets too complicated.
Yeah.
So like, if you start to log, you're like, how much potassium am I getting?
Yeah, don't
How
worry
much-
about that.
Oh my God, this is impossible.
Yeah.
So
99%, probably 60% of the micronutrients that you're eating, the vitamins, they're water soluble anyway. So if you're eating too much of them, you're literally just peeing them out anyway. So that's why sometimes if you take a multivitamin and then you notice like an hour or two later, your pee is really yellow.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's because it has a lot of vitamin C in it, for one, but your body can only use so much at a time. So once it gets what it needs, you literally pee the rest of it out. And that's why your pee is yellow, because
Fun fact.
Yeah.
on
That makes
Sunday.
sense.
Yeah.
So even if you're because that's happened where super hydrated, doesn't
Right.
matter.
no, it's still
Okay.
going to be bright colored if you're taking a multivitamin. And that's just showing you how much, if you just really need to get it in your food, because that doesn't happen when you eat an orange. You don't notice an hour later that you're peeing bright yellow.
Right.
Because that's the actual vitamin C instead of the manufactured vitamin C that's in the thing. So that's just a side fun fact. Most of your vitamins are what's called water soluble, and you're going to just pee them out anyway. So that's why you don't need to spend a bunch of money on vitamin supplements, especially if you're already getting a good variety of fruits and vegetables and even meat, dairy, eggs, stuff like that. So,
And then did you say like with processed foods, does our body just pass those through way easier? So do we have a harder time picking up nutrients from processed foods?
well, yeah. So a great example talking about processed foods would be the difference between eating a whole potato and eating a potato's worth of Lay's potato chips.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of think about that. You know what I mean? Because those potato chips, they're like super highly processed. They're, cut super duper thin. They're fried. But by the time you eat them, like your body doesn't have to do anything to process that food. And most of the time, highly processed foods are pretty lacking in nutrients anyway. So a lot of times just the process of processing them kind of gets some of those out of there. But eating whole foods, your body has to do some work to break that down. So your body's gonna have to work harder to get the nutrients from an actual potato versus eating, and you could eat probably 3 potatoes worth of chips.
Before you know it.
Before
That's
you know
why
it.
you got to pull a Jeff. If you're
Yeah.
going to have chips, you get your servings.
Yes.
Because
You count
those
them
are
out.
bottomless once you dive into
Yeah,
it.
because they're already like processed. You might as well think in your head, it's pre-digested. You've already done, the processing has already done the work that you're usually like your teeth and your stomach, your small intestine, all that stuff has to do. Processing has already done it. It's kind of pre-digested your food for you.
Well, I wonder if that's why a lot of people have like just bad gut health overall.
Yeah.
Because like it's never working.
Yeah,
Just like any other muscle group. Like
Right.
it's just a straight streamline. If everything's processed, like your body's barely doing anything.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's just weak because
Yep.
you're never really exercising it, which is weird to think of. You don't think of it that way, but I feel like that'd be a problem. That's probably why a lot of people struggle with gut health. They're taking Tums all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, my stomach hurts. And it's like, well,
Right.
it's weak.
Yeah,
Like it's just
it's
pushing
true.
out processed stuff all day.
And there is when getting off track of the macros a little bit, but there is a big part of the calories you burn every day is called the thermal effect of food. And it's the amount of calories your body has to burn to break down the food into the nutrients that you need. And the more processed your food is, the less your body has to work. So if you're eating whole foods, you're actually burning more calories to digest that food. So that's another kind of reason to eat a good balance of whole foods too, not just all processed foods, because
Which
you're
is
missing out
tough.
on that thermic effect of food, of eating. Yeah,
Mhm.
it is.
Because
But
there's a lot of processed stuff, but like you guys are saying, like just start tracking it.
yeah,
and you can
track it
find
and
ways
balance
around
it.
Mhm.
Add some stuff to it to beef it up, because we're rarely ever eating things in a vacuum. You're eating them combined with other things, and that's going to slow the process down too. So yeah, so that's kind of just a side note of all that stuff. And then you can focus on working on the breakdown of your carbs and proteins and fats. And so to answer your question, Jeff, to get back to it, I just remembered that you had said, why do we want to focus on those three things? So carbs, you can think about carbs is your body's quick energy source. So a lot of the times the carbs that you eat, they're going to be stored in your muscles as glycogen. So that's what your body needs to keep you like moving, get your exercise going. That's going to give you energy, a quick energy. Protein is kind of your building blocks for everything in your body, your muscles, your skin, your joints, your ligaments. So protein's kind of a building block. And then fat there's a lot of processes that use fat, but actually the biggest consumer of fat in your body is your brain, which if you think about the low fat craze of the 1980s correlated with the amount of people who have dementia now. I think a lot of that is because we were cutting out so much fat back then, and our brain was being depleted of what it needs, because your brain consumes a lot of the fat that you use. So that's kind of a good reason to not be afraid of fat. There's more places than fat goes than just on your body. It's used for a lot of stuff. So that's why we at Farrell's like to encourage people to be balanced.
Mhm.
So we have our members starting out with a macro split where 40% of their calories come from carbs, 30% of their calories come from protein, and 30% of their calories come from fat. So they have enough energy from those carbs to get them through their workouts and to help with recovery. They have enough protein each day to help maintain and build muscle as they're working out. And then you have enough fat to just help with your everyday, your mental clarity. And also fat is satiating. It keeps you full. So it helps fill you up a little bit more. It's the kind of more filling and calorie dense part of your meal. So you're going to be fuller if you eat, fat. That's like if you eat a bunch of, like I could eat a bowl of vegetables and it's going to fill me up, but that's not going to fill you up as long if you don't add some fat to it. So that's why it's good to roast your veggies with a little bit of oil. So you're going to get a good balance of carbs and fat.
I think one one area that our members struggle with is you can say, well, I eat healthy. Okay. Well, this goes back to keeping track of your food. Well, I eat healthy. I have and then they'll start listing off. Well, I had an egg for breakfast and I had a salad. Well, what's in the salad, right? Most of the food logs, when we start looking at food logs, not enough calories and not enough protein. Because yes, a salad is healthy for you technically, but if the only protein in your salad is some cheese and maybe a cut up egg, like there's no protein in there.
Or not enough protein.
Right, not enough protein. That's when you're not getting enough protein, that's when you start losing muscle mass. So that's why the protein, that's when it's like I wouldn't struggle getting protein because I like to eat.
Right.
Well, you got a steak every day.
Yeah.
One of your favorite meals.
That's
yeah,
right.
steak.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's just you have an awareness too. You have an awareness of how much protein is in things. So like for me, if I was going to eat eggs as a meal, I would never only eat one egg because I know that one egg has 6 to 7 grams of protein and that's it. That's all that's in there. There's like never a time where I would only eat something that had 6 grams of protein in it and think that that was going to be enough for like a meal.
Right.
I couldn't eat only 6 grams of protein for my breakfast and plan on getting anywhere close to 2,000 calories and 150 grams of protein throughout the day. So I think that's one, like you said, when we're looking at people's food logs, most of the time that's what I'm telling them. Like, yeah, what you're eating is good, but you need to be eating more. So where you're eating like 1 egg, you probably need to eat 2 eggs and even add something else to that, like a chicken sausage or turkey sausage, even bacon. As long as you're logging it, unless you like it, don't eat turkey bacon. It's just going to make you hate bacon.
Yeah, there's some things that I don't substitute.
Right?
Like,
You guys don't like turkey bacon?
No, but see, if you like it, then eat it. That's fine.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
a little
like it.
surprised by that one.
Like
I love chicken sausage and turkey sausage. I'm not a anti-turkey by any means, but turkey bacon, the texture's not it.
And I'm
for
not
me.
eating turkey pepperoni either.
No, turkey pepperoni.
No,
is
I'm not
terrible.
on that. What about turkey burgers? You guys
Oh,
like those?
Oh, yeah, we like
yeah,
turkey
those
burgers.
are great.
Those can be good.
substitutes.
Yeah.
Is when you substitute like ground turkey instead of ground beef, you can eat so much more of
because you're
it.
getting about the same amount of protein and way less fat.
Like
way less.
I mean, it's
It
staggering.
works like a lot of things, dude. We'll have it for spaghetti. Like,
Oh, yeah.
We never really use a whole lot of beef anymore. Like turkey substitutes really well for just about everything else you'd use beef for.
Tacos,
Chili.
Yeah, chili, spaghetti. It's good. But
Yeah.
if you like red meat and you're fitting an inch your day, that's fine too. There's a lot of good stuff in red meat too. You just have to eat it in a little more moderation.
Well, I have red meat.
And you'll
every day.
you'll automatically be moderating your red meat if you're logging it because you can only eat it. It's usually higher in fat.
The problem is if you're eating too much high fat protein, then you're going to get to the end of your day and you're going to be way up on your fat. Yes, and under on your calories. So Milkman texts and said, "Easy, I'm a cattle producer." I have said
there's nothing wrong with that.
like 5 times in the last 2 minutes that I have steak every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
And there's
I
some
have
good
steak.
beef. Like if the milkman, like I'm sure he's probably got some real nice grass-fed cattle. Like when I go
Absolutely.
home, like I know that's some good beef.
And
But
I'll-
when I'm looking at the Walmart beef compared to the turkey, I'm just gonna go with the turkey.
know.
And too, like yesterday.
There's nothing wrong with beef. It has a lot of
Mhm.
great vitamins and B vitamins, especially.
Well, the other days, one of the members was like, "Oh, I'm going to treat myself to a fillet," and then somebody else said like about being good for you, and I was like, "The fillet itself, is great for you. It's what's surrounding the fillet,
Yes,
right,
right.
So your like you could grill a cheeseburger at home and have
fit
your
into
piece
your
of
macros
cheese,
easily.
your hamburger patty, and your bun. That's like probably a pretty good macro nutrient meal. But the problem is you're just not eating the burger by itself. You're having chips, fries, a Pepsi, whatever.
Right.
So all that
Or
stuff.
like a baked potato
Yes.
loaded with, butter and sour cream and cheese. And you've already probably had like an appetizer that's fried or
Yeah,
whatever.
so Milkman, we love you.
We love steak. I love beef.
Yes,
We
yes.
don't eat it I don't eat it every single day, but probably because a lot of times it's cheaper to eat other
Well, we
stuff
do.
too.
We have like a container of
Taco meat.
Yeah, that's
cooked
right.
up
And we
with
just
beef.
eat up because
Yeah.
that's another thing that I like to do is have a little taco bowl with 4 or 5 ounces of beef, some cheese, and some Doritos.
Oh yeah, that sounds so good
See,
though.
that
But
sounds-
you can't cut out beef. I need my
Right.
prime rib on the
Yes.
holidays.
Yeah. All right.
we're
Well,
with
let's
you.
take one more break and then I will talk about how once you get that calories and those carbs, proteins, and fats down, the best way to meal track to kind of take away some of that anxiety. So we'll talk about that in our very last segment.
All right, stay
Okay.
stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for only $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Raymond Jewelers, inviting you to our new outlet jewelry store at 12th and O in downtown Lincoln. Amazingly, we still have fabulous items we bought 1 year ago and beyond. Well, you know what an outlet store is. Unbeatable prices throughout the store. Closeouts up to 70% off. Don't delay. When it's gone, it's gone. You won't see everything on our website, so you gotta come in. The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Opening November 25th in Lincoln at 12th and O.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give John Henry's a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh yeah, this is a game changer. Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, final segment here on the Fitness Fanatics. We're going to wrap up our nutrition chat with you guys. Appreciate you listening, all the texts we're getting. So, Nicole, we got a few minutes left. Let's go ahead and put a nice little bow on our nutrition discussion for today.
Yeah. So we talked about how to start logging what you're eating now. And then we talked about, finding a breakdown of your macros. Now, what we didn't talk about was what should that calorie goal be? And and I'm going to talk about this really quick because I still have my other thing I want to talk about. But a good rule of thumb of where you're starting, and, everyone's different and you just got to try it and see, but you got to try it for like a good amount of time. Like you can't try it for 2 days and be like, this is not working. Yeah. Right. So it needs to be like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, like a good amount of time. But to create a healthy and sustainable calorie deficit, a lot of experts, and I consider someone an expert who has like an actual background in nutrition, not necessarily someone who is
On a
following
podcast.
those fad diets. Yes, I know. But is to take your goal weight, whatever your goal weight is, not depending on where you are now, and take that number times 12 and just make that your goal. So for example, 150 pounds, if that's your goal weight, regardless of where you are now, that's 1,800 calories, right? I'm pretty sure. So that's a great place to start. Or maybe you only want to lose, 10 pounds or whatever. You don't have to start with your goal weight. You can just start with the weight you'd like to be in 10 weeks or whatever. So start that, multiply that number by 12. That's your calorie goal. And from there, you can adjust those macros, but 40, 30, 30, 40 carbs, 30 protein, 30 fats. That's a great, easy macro breakdown to start with. So that's what I would recommend if you're like, I have no idea where to start. Take your goal weight times 12, enter that number as your calorie goal, and 40, 30, 30 for your macro split.
And one of the reasons too we do a little bit more carbs is because it's easier for people to eat the carbs than to get the
Carbs are in
protein.
everything. 150 grams of carbs is hard, or protein is hard to do. And you shouldn't always have to expect that you're going to get that right away.
Yeah.
But that kind of ties into my next, the actual food logging part, talking about how that can sometimes be anxiety producing. So you could start your day and just log your first meal. And then as your day goes, keep logging your food and just cross your fingers and hope that you hit your calorie goal every day. I'm going to tell you, you're probably not going to. So what we recommend for our members to do is to use MyFitnessPal or whatever macro food logging app that you're using. Use that as a map. So you're using it as a meal planning tool. So once a week or twice a week, however often you need to switch up your meals just for yourself, sit down and log your food for the day, for the week. It's better if you can just do it for the whole week. Find those staple meals, plug them in to each day. And so then Sunday, spend an hour or so on MyFitnessPal putting the puzzle together of what a day should look like for you. And so you know that on Monday, and then go grocery shopping, make sure you have all that stuff. And then on Monday morning, all you have to do is look at your app. Okay, I need to have my cereal and my protein shake for my breakfast. That's 350 calories, 54 grams of carbs, 35 grams of protein. I looked it up. That was my breakfast. And then a couple hours later, or wherever your day is, maybe you're having a snack and then your lunch and then your dinner, and you've already taken out all that guesswork. I think a lot of that anxiety that people get with their food tracking is when they're just trying to wing it every single day. And if winging it wasn't working for you when you weren't logging food, winging it is not going to work for you just because you have downloaded an app on your phone and entered in numbers. Right?
Yep. And then what you enter, actually eat it.
Yeah. Eat the food. And if you go off track and something happens and everyone goes out to lunch that day, then that's fine. Just take that lunch out and do the best that you can. When you go somewhere, make the best choice available to you in that moment, log it, make adjustments. But if you can start your week having it already planned out, it's like a map, and having directions and following those directions. So, that's what I use as the analogy is it's like creating a map. Like I know if I'm going to go to the Yankee Ridge gym, I know I'm going to make 4 turns to get there, and I know which direction I'm going to go in, but I can't just drive in that direction and take the first 4 turns and expect to be where I'm at. I have to actually turn at the right streets. And that's what that map is for your day. You actually have to build a map that gets you to your destination every day. And your destination is your calorie and your macros goal. That makes sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's lots of turns you can make. You can go the long way. Jeff and I, might shock everybody to know that we rarely take the same route anywhere we go. We always go different ways. I go a different way to the gym than Jeff does. I go a different way home than he goes home. So you can go different routes and still get to your destination, but you still have to know you still have to have that map there. Does that make sense,
ahead
Harrison?
of time where you're going.
Yeah, locked in.
Right.
Thanks to our listeners. I don't know if you guys caught it, but someone was driving by and they waved and they pointed at their radio.
Ooh, I missed it.
Yeah, so we had some people watching live.
Oh,
driving past the
thanks.
street here.
Oh, I was not. I was zeroed in on list. I was listening.
I was staying
intently.
focused. Yeah,
there
yay
you go.
me. But so that, Nyla, is the thing that you want to do is use your meal planning as your tracker as a planning tool.
Mhm.
And the more you do it, just like OG CJ said, the more you do it, it gets easier. And I know just anybody who's been successful in tracking macros knows this. And then it will get to a point where you really don't even have to log your food. I don't want you to have to log your food forever. I want you to do it for an amount of time that you can get comfortable. And then your breakfasts and your lunches, your dinners, your snacks are all very similar. And then all you have to do is kind of swap them in and out. But I know almost every meal I have is going to have, at least 30 grams of protein, maybe a couple snacks in there. And then I know I'm going to get to my 150 grams of carbs or protein for the day.
Yeah. All right.
So hopefully that answered some questions for people as far as macronutrients go.
Yep.
Again, do your own research. Make sure you're going off of a reputable person, someone who's logical and is not like
Which would be us.
promising that you're going to be
Average
losing
people,
weight.
Right. Average people
quickly.
with regular
Yes.
income.
Right.
Yes.
I know they're not making money off of you.
Right.
Just
so-
gotta buy this $5,000 ice
Right.
bath. Hit that every morning.
Oh gosh, don't get me started. I wasn't going to rant today, Harrison, but yeah. So
All
start
right.
logging that food, see where you're at, see what we can change, and reach out to us if you guys have any questions.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. We'll be here next week with our Farrell's $1,000 winner for the Fall 10-Week Challenge, which will be our last episode of 2023. So we'll be in touch. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.